Hello, everybody. Welcome back to How Come. It is downpouring in New York City, which sucks unless you love to fall asleep to rain. This episode is all about sleep habits, dreams, and how important sleep is in general. And I am talking to two of the hosts of the Pillow Talk podcast, Sophia Wilson Pelton and Josh Gondelman. They are both hilarious stand-up comedians. And we're just talking some pillow talk for you guys tonight. And I think the goal of this episode is to get you to fall asleep. However, if you don't, it is interesting enough to hold your interest. If you want to watch the entire thing unedited with video, patreon.com/howcome.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
I'm so excited for this episode. Welcome, Josh.
Oh, hi. Thank you so much for having me, Remy.
Oh, hi. You're so welcome. And welcome, Sophia.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for being here. You guys are both part of a new podcast that is basically like keeping company to people before they go to bed. Can you tell me and the listeners a little bit about it?
Yeah. We are two of the, is it five or six? I always forget because we're never in the same place. We're always in combinations of two. But we are two of the co-hosts of the show Pillow Talk on Hatch Plus, which is the audio programming app for the Hatch white noise sleep aid machine.
Josh, you're the white noise.
I am the white noise.
Yeah.
People have often described me this way, and it's nice to finally be specifically recognized for those talents. And it's like a bedtime talk show. Am I just?
Yes.
Do I sound like I'm describing it right, Sophia?
I think so. They say it's like light entertainment. People will also ask, because I did it before, like a different show.
Right.
It's not ASMR, which people love to ask. I'm like, I'm not an ASMR artist yet, but it's just supposed to be like light entertainment to like drift off to. So it's not like highly activating or whatever. But
just like wind down.
Yeah.
Which I love because I am I listen to like regular podcasts to fall asleep a lot of the time.
Same.
Like not ASMR type stuff that's like, oh, you're soothing and here's texture. I just like listen to dudes talk about basketball until I'm like, I'm too bored and fall asleep.
Yeah. I love the idea of your podcast, and everybody should go check it out. The only other like kind of going to sleep podcast I've ever heard of that's not like, like ocean sounds explicitly or like, like some kind of like meditation thing is my sister listened to this one for a while. I forget the name, but it was just this guy telling really boring stories or stories that actually like don't have an end.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Sophia, you know what I'm talking about?
I've listened to it like once. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They're like really, it's like intentionally super boring. There's no point to them and they don't really have like an end or a beginning or a middle.
There's a couple other fun ones in like the sleepy time podcast space too, which is I think Joe Pera does some seasons of one. Like Joe Pera talks you to sleep. There's one called Sleeping with the Stars that John Moe does that I've been on. That's like he gets different guests to kind of tell a gentle, like something mundane from their life. Often, like I talked about my dog's bedtime routine for a while. And then the other one that I've never listened to, but people recommended when they saw that we had started working on the show, was the one that a few people brought up to me was there's an audio show that is like two announcers, I think two, but maybe more, maybe fewer, announcing baseball games that never happened.
Oh,
so they're just made up baseball games because that baseball announcing has that rhythm of like, oh, there's a fly ball to left, and then it's just like 3 minutes of conversation till somebody else was like, well, this time of summer, corn's really growing high. Strike one.
Oh my God.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Same.
And yet it also doesn't, because with the Boring Guy podcast, he never did it for me because I was like trying to find the logic in his stories and I would get so mad and like worked up. And if I was listening to the baseball one, I would be trying to visualize the game that actually happened. So it's really nice that there's lots of different types of these things that people can go to because not everybody's going to have the same, brain activity and reaction to every sleep podcast.
Totally. And I think sorry, Sophia, I keep jumping in, but I think one of the fun things about Pillow Talk is that we not to just be an advertisement for the show, but like is that we get to have like fun conversations. Like you and I talked, we had like a great talk about Taylor Swift fandom on one, and like I talked with Matt, one of our co-hosts, who had just seen Oasis live, and he just like told me the full story of his like amazing experience sitting in the Royal Box at Wembley Stadium because of a hookup that he had, like that. Not a sexual hookup, like, you know, like a friend who hooked him up with tickets. And and it was just like, so it's fun, like kind of a chat podcast that's designed to kind of like, there are guardrails on it so it doesn't get like too intense or too frenzied, but it's just like a fun talk show.
Yeah, I don't think it's like intentionally boring like those other things. Kind of as Josh was saying, it's more just like avoiding like highly activating topics or whatever. But
totally. So, because I was going to ask, because both of you are comedians and like genuinely interesting people. Like, do you ever find yourself telling a story that you're like, this is too interesting, this is too funny? Like,
I'm like, no.
Yeah, same.
No, but that's actually not a problem I have.
No, it's certainly not me. There were a couple, occasionally we'll touch on something that they'll be like, oh, this is actually a topic that we find like wakes people up.
So what are those topics?
The big one that I always have to be reminded of is like food stuff.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
What?
Because also I used to talk a bunch about food on the other one that I did, because I was doing this other another version of Pillow Talk for them for like a year or a year and a half before. That was just me rambling to myself, literally like me, like from a padded room, like talking into a microphone. But and the concept of that one is that I just like go on my phone and say what I'm looking at and stuff like that. And I would always go on like the cooking app and stuff. And so I low-key feel like that they're like, you got to shut that down.
That's so funny.
But no one ever told me like the whole year. So I don't know. Maybe they did different testing.
I wonder I wonder if it took a year, because like it feels like they really are like thinking about what works for people, especially because it's not, you know, in an entertainment context, sometimes you get network notes that are like, oh, that's just someone's taste and my taste is different. But for this, it's so ends oriented of like, if it's not soothing to people, but also something people want to listen to, then it's like not doing the job. So it's like very funny to like learn what those kinds of things to like get into and avoid. Yeah.
Literally, I was never expecting food.
Same.
I mean, like I was expecting politics.
No, and politics like, also we don't, I mean, like, you know, I think like I think a lot of us hosts, right, are pretty like open and candid political people, but it's like, I think there's definitely the understanding of, that doesn't help people get to sleep.
Yeah. The food one honestly I never would have thought of it, but makes so much sense to me though. Cause like I'll be like on my phone or whatever in bed at night and I'm like on TikTok and I'll like, I see food and I get hungry, or I like scroll past it on purpose because I'm like, I just brushed my teeth and I don't want to like get up and have a snack right now.
Also, food is a daytime thing,
right?
You know, like you're not supposed to be eating at night. If like the first thing I think about when I think of food is like breakfast.
Yeah,
totally.
So it's like then you've bypassed the whole sleeping of it all. So maybe don't watch Food Network shows before bed.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe no, is it cake?
Maybe no, is it cake?
You can only watch Isn't Cake.
Yes.
Is not cake.
It's all plastic. The only other one I get worried about, but they've never like given me a specific note on, but they have said is like not too much like laughing almost.
Yes.
Because like
totally.
they don't want it to be too high energy, but I'm like such a laugher that I like really, but they haven't given me, they've only said that like up top. So I think as long as it's not like crazy cackling, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Because I like laugh a ton during it. It's not a joyless space or anything.
No, it's really fun. And it's like, and all the hosts are like fun people to talk to.
Yes.
So it is like an extremely pleasant show to host, because it's like, and especially the segments are like more and more, they're just like, talk about something fun like from pop culture, or like or even just like catch up on a like fun silly news story. And so it is very fun to riff with people, but I do try to like keep my laughter to a low chuckle, to like
yeah, exactly.
Because I am such a big laugher. Like I go on the radio for Wait, and like people always on social media comment how much I laugh at the other panelists. And so
that's so funny.
You would.
So it
You're
is
so supportive.
I try, and I like it. That's like part of it for me, like
helpful.
is getting to laugh at the people that I work with being so funny. And so
of course.
Yeah. But I do try to like be conscious of for Pillow Talk when I'm like laughing that I like kind of try to calibrate it as gently as possible.
Yeah. No, it's
so
interesting.
It's interesting because Jinx, the podcast that like I'm not a big podcast listener, but something I've noticed about my sleeping is if I am listening to or watching something that I really, really want to watch and finish, I will fall asleep.
Interesting.
So like if it is something that's like that I just think is like so good and I've been really excited to watch it, like my body just goes nope. And a lot of the times like I've run out of TV that I genuinely want to watch, so I'll turn on Watch What Crappens, which is a podcast with these two guys, Ben Mandelker and Ronnie Karam, and they are so funny and they recap Bravo shows and they do voices and stuff, and they are laughing constantly. And whenever I like wake up the next day, my podcast player says I've played like 6 episodes, but reasonably I've only listened to like 20 minutes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think like laughing could be potentially okay for some people, but then
Yeah.
It's just like you have to like find your people,
your thing.
Definitely. And it is like it's fun to get to be funny. Like I think it would be a much harder task if they were like every week you get on we probably each are on like 2 episodes a week roughly, right? Because there's however many 6 hosts times 7 episodes.
So it's not a slumber party every time.
No.
It's just 2 people.
It's 2 people. Yeah. And it's and I think it would be much tougher if they were like be as boring as possible. But it is really like, I just talked with KP, who's so funny and great, about songs of the summer from 2013.
And
that's just like
good.
And we just talked about like how what it felt like to hear Get Lucky by Daft Punk everywhere, and like
oh my gosh,
and like blurred
So
lines being such like a discourse flashpoint. And it was like a really, it's like very fun and conversations that I wouldn't be probably having otherwise, but like a real nice time.
Yeah,
right. And then if somebody doesn't happen to fall asleep, they're just like, that was a good conversation. I'm still happy that I heard that.
Right. It doesn't give you that frustration of like, why am I listening to this fake thing that's supposed to be boring?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I like can't count sheep loud enough to drown this out.
Yeah. Do you guys have sleep rituals, or like are you generally people that are easy to get to go to sleep, or?
I'm not an easy sleeper, but I take sleeping pills, so it helps. But I'm not. I'm also like not the best. Whenever I talk about it, I'm like, well, this isn't a great advertisement for the show. I actually can't fall asleep to like TV or like podcasts unless I'm like absolutely exhausted. It'll keep me up. But my sleep ritual is just like closing the curtains, taking my special medicine, putting on an eye mask for sure because my room is also like bright. Kicking my cats out of the room, and if I'm really good, I'll like read before bed. But I haven't been as good about reading before bed lately.
That's so thoughtful, especially the reading before bed, because I have a real hard time like detaching from my phone, which is honestly like what the hatch
is for.
Is for like something to engage you without having your phone.
Yeah. You can like set everything up and then just like leave your phone in the other room or whatever.
And my complication of like a sleep ritual is my wife, Maris, who is wonderful, is an early to bed person. And I, because of stand-up, I work nights. So I'm even on nights that we're both home, I probably want to stay up a little later than she does. I'm usually in bed
to just unwind.
Yeah. Just like and just like I'm in the rhythm of waking up just a little later, going to sleep just a little later. And so I would love to like play something off the Hatch speaker. I wonder if I can just set it to my headphones, because I can't. She's already asleep by the time I get into bed, so I can't be like, now time to put on my loud podcast to fall asleep to. So I fall asleep. I have like a earbud in one ear.
Is she a light sleeper too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because Ben can literally make the most noise, and it's like nothing
and you're
has
done.
ever happened.
Oh my God.
You're still
Yeah,
just like cooked.
like
I'm so
most
jealous.
mornings he's like, oh, like how crazy was that coughing fit at like 5 a.m. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
and
more.
he always goes, that's nuts. And I'm like, no, it's nuts that like we've been together for almost a decade and you still think it's nuts.
That's
like
so
that's how I
funny.
sleep.
I'm such a light
more
sleeper.
Like that. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm like have problems.
There's always one in a relationship. There's like a really deep sleeper and a really light sleeper.
Well, it's
I
a good
feel.
combo, I guess. Is that true? Two light
I
sleepers.
don't know.
I don't
Two
know.
light sleepers would be bad. So at least one person has to be a deep sleeper. Two deep
One
sleepers,
person has to be a deep sleeper.
Or
I
I
think
guess
that's right.
Two deep could be bad.
Two light sleepers would be really conscientious of each other.
Yeah.
Like I am the rudest person in the world because I just assume I'm like, you're gonna sleep. Like, what do you mean you're gonna wake up if I open the closet door? But like he does.
That's me.
Yeah. And then two heavy sleepers, it's like, what do you do in an emergency?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
guys are
right.
gonna die.
That's
Well, it's
right.
like what happens when you sleep through the alarm?
Just
No
like,
one's
oh,
getting up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like internal carbon monoxide
Yes.
on both sides.
Yeah.
I will say this. I know I sound like I'm still just like plugging the hatch thing. The thing that I found it useful for is it is like a gentle way to wake up because there's like a kind of soothing lighting situation and some light sound. And that is like, I truly hate my phone wake up sounds.
Same.
It is like panic inducing every time.
Same.
I saw the greatest tweet the other day that was like, the iPhone alarm is so good at waking people up that people will wake up a half an hour earlier.
No doubt.
Their
avoid it,
bodies
literally.
will just wake up. Yeah, to avoid.
Literally. No,
It's
the
like-
hatch is like so much now. Similarly, Josh, like when I have to like travel or something and like use my phone, I'm like, oh my God, it's like nails on a damn
It's
chalkboard.
brutal. It's
so
so
bad.
bad. And it's so
I'm gonna need to get a promo code for this shit.
Yeah,
you
we'll have to
I
guys.
bet we can get one. Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely
great.
get one.
Yeah.
They gave me a new one and I gave my old one to my friend because I do like they're awesome. I was like, someone it was like a year old and I was like, it's sweet of you guys to give me a new one. Someone should have this.
Yeah.
It works perfectly fine. They're really
It
good.
is
I like
really
having
nice.
it.
Yeah, and it's like that the app is good and stuff. Like it is, and it's nice to have this kind of job that is for like a, it's like for this company for their internal stuff that broadcasts outward that feels like, I don't know, we don't have to be going in ads that are like buy Exxon Mobil oil.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. There's no shop what to shop this Prime Day or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. It's just like
There's no moral conundrums with it.
Yeah.
We're just doing an ad for the thing that we do,
Literally.
which is nice. It's
Yeah.
very nice.
Okay, wait. So have you always been sleepers the way that you are now? Like, let's say you as like a baby.
Yeah.
And a teenager.
Yep.
Like, do you remember?
I've always been a bad sleeper my whole life, but I feel like as an adult, I've become more like strict about my intentional about being like, I'm not even that. I wish I was better about being like read every night and like also go to bed by X time. But bare minimum, it's like we're having the blinds shut and like we're going to have like a sleep mask and stuff because that's going to help. But I feel like as a baby, I was definitely a bad sleeper, is what I've been told. And in like high school,
by your parents,
yeah, like I was like, and also when I was little, I know that I used to because I was the youngest, so they'd put me to bed and I'd pretend to go to sleep, and then I'd like be awake, and then I'd go downstairs because everyone was still awake and be like, "So you guys were just hanging out without me, or like what the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, that's.
I hated that feeling. When I used to have roommates, I would fall asleep in the living room all the time because I hated everyone having fun without me. So they would be like watching wrestling till like 2 a.m. or like playing video games. And I didn't even care about that stuff. I just would like hang out on the couch and then like pass out. And then at 2, I would probably be sleepy by like 11:30 or 12.
Yeah.
And then but at that point I would just crash on the couch. And then they would wake me up at like 2:30 when they were going to bed and be like, "Hey, do you want to go to bed?" I'd be like, I probably should do that. But I similarly had that feeling of like if other people were having fun, I wanted to be near it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to have FOMO. I feel that less so as an adult though. Now I'm like pretty much like I'm often the first one to leave like a nighttime hangout because I get sleepy and stuff.
Nice.
And then I don't know. In high school, I feel like I stayed up really late doing like homework all the time, which was awful. And that's kind of like what I would do in high school, I think.
Yeah, I would stay up in high school a lot just because of anxiety and procrastination.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't even I have the same FOMO thing where it was like, if everybody's on AIM, like I also want to be on AIM.
Of course.
But then it would also be like, I have so many things to do and I'm not doing those things. And only recently have I been able to like forgive myself that like, if I'm like, okay, if you haven't done the things, and also if you can't make yourself go to sleep, do you actually have a time that you need to be up for tomorrow? Or can we just let this ride and you can naturally fall asleep at 6 a.m. and feel okay about that? And that's what I've been doing like the last 2 weeks. It's like completely, I used to be like the earliest riser and like the earliest naturally go to sleeper unless I was anxious. And now I'm just like, who cares if I go to sleep at 6 and I wake up at noon? As long as I'm not missing anything.
Yeah.
Like that's something that can be forgiven.
Totally. Yeah. And I'm a bad night worker. Like I would always try to get homework done early, not because I was like an especially diligent student. I just knew that like once 10 p.m. hit, 9 p.m. hit, the returns were so diminishing that I was like, oh,
yeah, you're done.
Right. Like if I don't finish if I have an hour of work to do and could do it from 8 to 9, once it's 10, that's like 3 hours of work. It will take me from 10 to 1.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And even now I'm kind of like that.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I'm similar
like,
now.
I would push myself to the point of like, I've procrastinated so much that now I've actually thought about my homework assignment for a long enough time that like,
it could have been done.
It's 6 a.m. I'm ready. No. And I would just do it at 6. And then you're done.
That's
whatever.
amazing.
Totally. I would much rather, like, I'm not like naturally a 6 a.m. wake up person, but I think if I have like an hour and a half of stuff to do and it's like, oh, I could do it from 10 to 11:30, or I could kind of like goof off until 11:30, sleep until 7 and do it before 8:30 if I have like to be at a job or to meet a deadline. I prefer to get up like, 7's not like
that
early,
day.
but
I
can do it. I'm not like I need to sleep until 10 a.m. or I'm useless.
Yeah.
In high school, I remember very specifically, I think this might have been like the show might have ended, but I wonder if this is on your radar, Sophia.
Okay, I'm interested.
I listened to Emerson College in downtown Boston has a pretty like,
they have the radio show or whatever.
Yeah. They have a pretty legit radio station because they have a lot of broadcast students.
Yeah.
And so it was 88.9 in the Boston area. WERS, and they had like an underground hip hop show that played sick. From like 9 p.m. It was either 8 to 11 or 9 to 12. It might have like moved at some point, and I would fall asleep to that. And this, I'm not like, I don't stand by this as much, but I was like a big Loveline listener when it was Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla back in the day.
Interesting.
And I would like fall asleep to that.
That's
was
sweet.
Loveline mostly relationships or it was like sex stuff or both?
Was it Call-In?
Both. It was Call-In.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I would never call in.
That is, well, you're up
every night calling in Loveline.
Like, sorry, it's me again.
Still Josh.
Yeah, it's Josh again. Wait, that's a really sweet thing to fall asleep to. I wish they still had, I guess they probably do somewhere, but I wish that was still like as prevalent or like relevant. It's like,
I mean, How Come is a little bit Loveline.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think
take
honestly,
calls?
You should take more calls.
No, but we have an episode a season where I talk to listeners about their like,
that's so fun.
Success stories.
Okay, that's so fun.
It's great.
Yeah, success.
And I think I liked the tone of it because they made it to be listened to at night. And so it wasn't too like abrasive. I think there have been like some problems. Like people have pointed out some like kind of bad advice giving habits that Dr. Drew has had. And like certainly
Dr. Drew has publicly said about me that I would, because Kelsey Cook went on his show or podcast or whatever years ago, right when How Come had started. And she was like, yeah, I have a friend. She's 28 years old, has never had an orgasm. And he goes, and she never will.
Okay.
And that's just not true,
also,
Dr. Drew.
Like, okay, so sorry, but no offense. It's like, you're not making people come. Because like, why do you think that?
Why do you think that?
Like, why do you think that?
But like he didn't ask anything about like my backstory. It wasn't like, oh, has she been like a nun and not touching herself for 28 years? Like what? There was no like is this person asexual? Is that, like it was just.
That's so funny.
And she never will.
I feel like he has these like kind of entrenched old timey opinions at times. And then obviously Adam Carolla is like way out of line a lot of the time.
Yeah,
but I think before his work to kind of like the political tilt that it has now, which makes it like, I don't know, less interesting to me. I think there were things that he would like, I kind of liked his like, I don't know.
Yeah. And it's so funny, even just thinking about his voice is like, that's something you go to sleep to. Like, yeah. And like the Watch What Crappens guys, like their voices are not like, hello. By any means. Yeah. It's like it's just interesting like what things make certain people just like comfortable enough to like go to sleep. But Sophia, I was gonna ask or actually commend you on your parents saying that you were a bad sleeper as a kid and a baby, and then being so intentional about like, no, like I'm actually going to be a good sleeper because I had kind of the opposite thing where I was written about in my baby book. Such a good sleeper. Wow. And then I think that's where the judgment came from when I can't fall asleep. I go, I thought I was such a good sleeper. Like, what have I fucking done?
What happened to me?
Well, it is like, I feel like I've had this conversation with people a bunch of times where like what you were saying too, it's like, I personally also like moralize sleep so much and also moralize like getting up early in particular so much in this way that is like, of course, like so makes no sense because it is kind of just like, everyone is different, and also like
that's how your body
sometimes
works.
you gotta sleep in, brother. So I don't know what to do, but it is like such a like they're literally it'll like you wake up at a certain time, or like I personally will wake up at a certain time, and it's like, well, I'm a moral failure. Like, not exactly.
Or you wake up early, and even if you feel like garbage, you're like, wow, I'm the greatest person who ever lived.
Mm-hmm. I saw a TikTok recently that was like, are you from a sleep positive or sleep negative family? I know for a fact I'm from a sleep negative family because my dad is very proud of how little sleep he requires. And so if anybody's ever making like I'm having a really tough day or whatever, he goes, I've been awake since 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And so then that literally assigns like you're a moral failure if like you need a little more sleep. Whereas this girl was like, I'm from a very sleep positive family. I texted my mom, oh my God, it's 1 p.m. I just woke up. And she goes, you must have really needed that.
Oh, it's sweet. It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's a nice way to be.
No, it's really true.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it is nice. My dad is similar. He's super sleep negative. Like the way he like, he's just every time you ask it, it's not even worth asking him how he slept. I think maybe now that he's older, it's sometimes he gets a little bit better sleep, but for like the majority of my life, I just can remember him being like, oh, didn't sleep a wink, like worst night of my life. Like every night, it's like the worst night of sleep. And I'm like, well, you're still standing. So that says something.
Yeah. No, my dad, it's more like, I don't need sleep. Like I'm a machine. Yeah. I don't need Advil. I don't need sleep. Meanwhile, this man has fallen asleep in most conversations that I've had with him because like he is so tired.
Yeah. Which counts. You know what
that
I mean?
counts.
It does count.
He was literally like meeting a friend of mine. We were on vacation and she was talking to him and he fell asleep in the lawn chair. She goes, what do I do? I go, I don't know. Just walk away.
Leave
like
him.
it doesn't matter.
He needs
He's
it.
done.
He needs it. Also.
He
literally needs it bad.
Yeah, he needs it.
Be like, I don't need any sleep. The only time I ever need sleep is when I'm talking to someone or
to
meeting someone new. Yeah, totally.
Like people are his podcast.
That's right.
Well,
the people in front of him that he's just like, wow, this is such a good conversation.
Literally, he's like, no, keep going.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I'm listening.
But I definitely used to, like in college especially, would like stay up to kind of the limit of my like not like in an attempt to like see the sunrise, but just be like, oh, there's stuff going on, I want to be a part of it. And I think I was like really exhausted a lot and kind of running on fumes. And now even early in New York, I mean, I was much younger when I moved here, but like I would try to stay out more and like really like I gotta soak up what's happening. But now I know my limits a little bit more and like pick my spots a little more with like, oh, this is a really exciting event that only happens a couple times a year, or this friend is in from out of town and so I'll hang out with them till like 2 a.m. But most of the time unless I'm working, unless I'm doing shows, I'm home in bed by like 10, 11.
Same.
Yeah. Also, I think time in bed when you're not sleeping is still valuable.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I love to hang out on my bed.
I love to lay.
It's amazing.
You guys see where I am right now.
He's in the bed.
Like, even if you are watching like 5 hours of a show, I don't think of that as like a waste of time.
No.
I'm like,
no, I agree.
We just watched a show. We have stuff to talk about. We have stuff to think about. This is good.
And it's a way of recharging, I think.
100%. Totally. And I think obviously like there are, not to like take it to a bad place, I think there are probably like extremes of people need to sleep where it's like, oh, maybe that is a sign of like an illness or something, or like a mental, mental illness like depression, of course, where like, I'm not here to say like, anytime anyone is ever in bed, you're doing the right thing. Don't let anyone tell you to get up. But I do think there is like we have this cultural aversion to like relaxation. And I honestly think doing that, like this is the other thing that I've been not entirely forthright. The last year or two, since it's like so much easier to access, I will occasionally, especially after like a set, or if I've been out and had a couple of drinks, and which puts me in a place of like, ooh, I'm like I'm still kind of going. I'll take like a little 5 milligram weed gummy.
Wow.
And then I will, but I love the feeling of it puts me in the place to like be in bed and like close my eyes and put on a podcast, or just like be there like snuggling with my dog and just like enjoy the pre-bedtime and get myself out of the mode of like, okay, I have to go to sleep now because I have to wake up in 7.5 hours. And if I don't go to sleep now, then I will only get 6 hours of sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like it, like puts me in the mode to enjoy the going to sleep part, which sometimes I forget to do.
Yeah.
Are you guys big dreamers?
No. Well, I used to smoke so much weed that I like didn't have any dreams.
Okay. Interesting.
Don't do that anymore.
I have a friend who just stopped smoking weed, and it has had like wild effects on their dreams.
Who knows if you don't have them?
I used to smoke every ounce of weed there was in this world. Literally. And I had the craziest dreams, and I still do.
Really? Yeah. That's so interesting.
Yeah. I dream so much I get exhausted from sleeping.
Oh my gosh. That is so interesting. I want to be so anyway, I still smoke weed, but I don't smoke like what it would have been like a medically concerning amount or whatever.
Sure.
And now I remember my dreams a little bit more, but I wish it'd be fun to start keeping like a dream journal or whatever, because they say it's like a practice that you can like get better at remembering them, because I feel like I'm not very good at remembering them.
See, I started writing them, and then I was just like, this is a lot. I'm like writing 2 pages every day.
Wow.
And this is not stuff I necessarily want to remember. And like Ben and I have this joke that like I'll wake up and I'll go, I had the weirdest dream. And he goes, Manish Tana, which is like, why is tonight different than any other night? I taught him that. I thought it would be really impressive to my Jewish
Passover
family.
on you.
And now he's weaponizing it against you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Would you say, Remy, that your dreams are like mostly tip into like weird but cool, or like weird but unsettling, or just like straight weird?
Stressful.
Yeah.
Same.
Stressful and not even that weird. Like last night it was weird because there was like a lot of bugs, and I had to just like get rid of all these bugs and like spray like this foam around them. But I was still like in an apartment, and like it was a pretty like normal thing. For a long time, like 2 years ago, several months, I had a job in my dream. I was working in celebrity crisis PR, and I would go to my job every night, and then I would go for drinks after my job.
This is wild.
And then I would wake up.
So you would have like a full work day in your sleep every night?
Damn it.
And I would wake up and I'd go, I'm so tired.
Remy, are you Severance?
Damn it. Literally, that is like,
I might be Severance.
That is crazy. I do mostly have stress dreams, though, to the point where we do have like that one segment on the show that's like explain a dream. Yep. There's like a segment on the show that's like dream interpreter, and I often just like make something up, because literally the dreams that I remember are always just like hell. It's like not, and it would be like not that's something that I know would be too activating to like describe like a night terror or whatever.
Truly.
Like, yeah.
The last time I did that segment, I had like just the night before had kind of like a quirky dream. I forget what it is now. I have it written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But like most of my dreams are either so mundane that they're annoying when I wake up.
Yes.
Like 2 nights ago, I was watching I was watching baseball late at night, but I was keeping track. I'm a Red Sox fan. I was keeping track of the Red Sox score just like on the ESPN app. And then there was a rain delay, and I was like, I'm not staying up to like watch the score change on the little app, like not even watching the game during a rain delay. So I went to bed, and I had a dream that I woke up in the middle of the night, looked at my phone, saw the Red Sox had won in the 11th inning, and went back to sleep. None of that was real. That was all in my sleep. And then I woke up the next morning and they had lost in the ninth
Damn it.
inning.
I wanted it to be what happened IRL as well.
Oh, no.
No. So I just was like, I just looked at the real score and was like, well, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah.
I have so many dreams where I'll like fold a pile of laundry that exists in real life and then wake up and be like, now I gotta do this again.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a summer when I was going into 4th grade, we had to read this book and we had to write a book report about it. And I was being me and procrastinating the whole summer. Every night I would have a dream where I read the book and wrote the report, and then I would wake up and I'd go, no!
Damn it. God damn.
But also, what were the books that I was reading?
Right.
Like, isn't that kind of creative? Like,
That is amazing.
That would be fun to write down in the morning of like, what book report did you write?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've said this. I don't know if I said this to you, Josh, but I've definitely said this on the show too, which is that like sometimes I'm curious. I feel like I pray I'm not alone in this, but I'll have dreams where I like come up with a joke. And then in the morning, I'm like, what could that have been? Because it is nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I wish I could
There's
just remember
that
one.
whole Seinfeld episode with like the flaming globes of Sigmund.
Oh, it's him like writing
fire. And it's like, he's fallen asleep watching some like sci-fi thing that Larry David is in.
Right.
And it's like, it's like globes of Sigmund or something like that. And he's like, that's not funny at all. But he's like spent the entire day thinking about like,
it's
what
so
was
funny.
that?
Do you know the Mitch Hedberg joke about that?
No.
Where he's like, my job is to have funny thoughts and write them down to tell on stage. And then sometimes I'm in a hotel and I wake up and I had what I think is I'm like adding way too many words, but he's like, I wake up and I think I have to go across the room and get a pen or convince myself that the thing I thought of isn't that funny.
Yeah, literally. We have two options in front of us.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what any of those jokes could have been that I've dreamt.
Fortunately for him, they were probably so fun. Yeah. No, there have been jokes that I've woken up laughing and been like, that's hilarious.
So funny.
And then I like remember it in a more real way. And I'm like,
it's nonsense.
There's nothing funny about that. Yeah.
My friend Lindsay Adams, who's a comedian, I don't know if you know her, lives in Los Angeles. She is a big sleep talker, and I think she asked her husband to record her because she has a lot of sleep notes, and that she'll play them on stage sometimes because she's like, "What was this? Who was I talking to? What was happening in my mind that I was having this full conversation?"
Oh, sleep talkers are funny because you can talk to them and they'll talk back to you. I used to do that with my high school boyfriend, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I'm a big sleep talker, but I've always thought, like, I know it's true, but my college roommate would say it all the time that I was like talking and sometimes screaming. And my ex and my current boyfriend, they'll always be like, oh, you're talking so much. My sister would say it too. And I go, okay, then film me. Then fucking prove it. Because like you guys say I'm so annoying and I'm talking to you all the time, but like, where's the proof? And Ben finally did film me the other day, but it was like, I had stopped talking at that point, but you can see my eyes like moving around and there's stuff going on.
Because
and at one point I just I'm at work. At one point I just scrunch my eyes and I go,
you're managing.
Like I'm so mad about something.
You're writing an Instagram apology for Justin Baldoni.
Yeah. You have a stressful job at night.
A really stressful job.
That is
right
so
now
crazy.
the agency has just been hired by Kenny and like
there's a lot to deal with.
We're representing every competing client love interest cast member's competing interest.
Okay, so and you remember your dreams more now that you've stopped smoking?
Like, just like I don't remember them well, but I like know that I've had them. Do you know what I mean? Like before I literally would be like, go to sleep. It's like black out, like curtains close. And now I wake up and I'm like, there is a dream and I have a trace of a dream within me.
Do you prefer it one way or another? Are you like, oh, I'm glad I remember dreams? Or are you like, nope, I like just like turning off my brain for 8 hours?
I don't know, because most of the dreams I do have are somewhat stressful.
Yeah.
But it feels like it felt like I was like, it's not right to be smoking weed to the point of having no dreams for like 2 years.
Sure.
I'm like, that can't be good.
The thing is you were having dreams probably,
I just wasn't remembering
but you weren't
them.
remembering them. And now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I guess I'm kind of glad to know when I wake up why I'm stressed.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, man, I slept for 8 hours.
off.
Why am I so tired and angry?
Your dream life is so intricate. It sounds
it
like.
is. Yeah.
My dream life is crazy.
Because I hate, this is maybe a hot take, I hate dreams. Almost all of my dreams
I get it.
Horrible. Like there's the
Yeah.
mundane ones where I've like answered an email that I need to answer in real life and then I wake up and haven't done it. But then there's just like straight up like, I don't know, I've been murdered in my dreams like a lot of times.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Straight up. It's horrendous. And I used to have a recurring stress dream about doing stand-up on TV without a set and just like trying to kind of freestyle through it.
I've had those before.
Oh,
I have that like
God.
probably 3 times about specifically being on Letterman. But this is like years ago, and it's that one stopped mostly. But like I so rarely wake up and I'm like, man, glad my brain did that for several hours against my will.
Yeah.
Literally. My stand-up dreams are always I'm at a festival and no one wants to hang out with me or I've missed my spot.
Your dream anxieties are so visceral and so real to me.
I'm always having it that I don't have my set together, and it's like I don't know what the specific like setting will be, but it is always like a big deal, and I'm like, okay, I'll do it soon. Okay, I'll do it because that's how I am.
Yeah,
and then I don't get it together in time. I feel like Josh, I relate to the being anti-dream, but that I can't because I don't have positive dreams really, but that I want to have a better relationship with my dreams because there's some like spiritual people are so with like the spiritual aspect of dreams where people think that they really can be meaningful and that like I don't know all different stuff. I think it's so interesting that I would love to have like a healthier relationship to dreaming.
Same.
But yeah, it is kind of.
But then I've also heard that they are like sometimes preparing you for stuff that might happen in life. So like if you do it enough in your dreams, then like if it happens in reality, like a lot of people have dreams that they're being cheated on or like that they're getting fired or, you know, so then it like cushions it when it actually happens. But no, I'm like, I'd rather it just
happen.
Yeah. And it's also like, especially if you're looking for things in your dreams like that and you're like, does that mean he's cheating on me? Like what a weird extra level to have to be doing detective work on.
Yeah. I have had stuff where I've had to be like, I have had to tell myself dreams are meaningless because I will have dreams like where it's like if I read too much into that, like I can't like if it's like stuff about like past relationships or whatever, like stuff like that where I'm like dreaming about like people or things that have happened. I'm like I actually just have to like let that go because I can't like I feel like I'll get like psychosis if I'm like what does it all mean and I'm like connecting the red dots or whatever.
The only dream meaning I can really get behind is losing your teeth. And I've lost my teeth in every possible way. They've crumbled out. I've pulled them out. They've, you know, been pulled by a door, you know, like somebody slamming a door with a Tide thing. And that dream meaning I have looked into, and it says that you're self-conscious about something usually having to do with physical appearance.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, even that book report anxiety sounds like a pretty one-to-one. Like sometimes it's just very literal, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like,
that's just
I'm dreaming that like I have to shovel a pile of sand into a big hole and I waited till the last minute and you wake up and you're like, I did put off my work project till the last minute. I get it.
Yeah. Have you guys ever tried those like sleep rituals that like you'll see on TikTok where it's like do like a skincare routine and then like spray your pillow with something that smells good or like that kind of stuff? No.
But I've tried something crazy.
Okay.
Okay. So there's this thing. I've also talked about this on Hatch, I think, but there's this thing called the Gateway tapes. You guys know about this?
No.
Mm-mm.
Basically, this like guy created these tapes, like a series of tapes that you listen to while you fall asleep that are supposed to help teach you how to astral project.
Whoa.
And it's all like
wait, what's the difference between that and like lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming is just like you are know that you're dreaming and you're in control of your dreaming.
Yeah.
Astral projection is saying that like you are like that like the dream plane is like basically real, and you can like go visit other people in their dreams, and then you would like theoretically wake up and both remember it, or like or like even you could go somewhere real in the world and like be there.
It's like a more concrete, like mystical projection of your consciousness.
Yes.
Right?
Cool. Yeah. And so like this, I just got really into this because this guy like developed all these tapes, and then like the CIA actually let him like create a lab basically where he studied it, because they wanted to, if it was true that astral projection was real, they wanted to use it as a weapon of obviously war to like soldiers could astral project places.
What about a weapon of peace?
Putting on a helmet, getting into bed,
that
like,
you could like
I'm gonna kill Fidel Castro in my sleep.
Literally.
Or like, what if they astral projected to like, it's like two leaders who are fighting, but like in the dream it makes them like buddies, and then in the morning they're like everything's good. Like why not a weapon for peace?
Exactly.
You fucking assholes.
Exactly. And so I've like listened to those tapes while falling asleep before. I haven't astral projected, obviously. It's a huge, I'm not saying I don't believe, it's just a huge undertaking if you want to actually get to the point of astral projecting.
How many of these tapes are there? Like what's the regimen?
There are tons of I don't know the exact number. Maybe there's like at least 20 or something, but you're supposed to do all of that, like everyone multiple times. But it was cool in that it basically was just like a really weird and intense form of like meditation, essentially.
Wait, do you do like the first tape over and over and over and over, or you do like
you do the
all
first
of
tape
them in a row while you're sleeping?
You do them one at a time over and over until you feel like you're like have mastery over it, basically.
Got it.
And it's just like meditating and like deep breathing and like visualization and stuff. It felt cool. It's like a cool kind of intense like meditation, but I didn't go anywhere in the astral plane, unfortunately. But
you didn't like in your sleep go drop kick Justin Trudeau or
whatever. I know. Well, I know it's in the people,
because like there's no text evidence, you know. Like there's like some people that you want to reach out to, but like you don't want them to be able to be like, this person reached out to me.
I don't.
You know,
but
like I would just like go
visit
them in their dreams and be like, hey.
Hello, remember me?
And then in the morning, if they were like, I had a dream about Remy, like someone would be like, why? Yeah. You know, like it's their fault, not.
Interesting that you had that dream.
It is so crazy. That was my tinfoil hat. I'm not crazy, but I mean, I am.
I don't think that's crazy, and I would try it because, as you know, my dream life is awful.
Yeah,
like, I'll do anything.
And it's also like it's like a zero downside thing to attempt.
Literally.
And I think like so much of that stuff that feels like a little more out there, you know, more like the spiritual stuff, like again, like you said, so much of it just boils down to like mindfulness and meditation and controlling your breathing. It's like, all right, sure, if that's the superstructure for letting that happen,
it can't be bad for me.
Yeah,
certainly not.
Right. It's not like you're in bed just like, let the bodies hit the floor.
I'm like welcoming in demons. I'm like, it was like nothing really weird happened, but an entity entered my body. I don't know.
Yeah. A fire I couldn't control
now,
engulfed my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you guys, and you don't have to answer this question, but do you guys find that intimacy before bed, whether it's with a person or alone, helps you sleep or gets you revved up?
I think it can help you sleep. Mm-hmm. I guess it could get you. Well, I guess it depends.
It depends.
Yeah.
I think it depends. Sometimes it's like I have had, because I am like mindful of my sleep. Sometimes it's like we actually can't have sex right now because I have to go to bed at a certain time, and then it'll get derailed, and then I won't get my full rest. But I feel like sex is like working out, kind of, so it can like make you tired and stuff. Obviously. Not that I've ever. I'm like talking about it like I've never had it. I'm like, sex can make you tired. It's like
I've read.
Right?
I also think
I've heard of sex.
I also think like when you're with someone that you feel very like comfortable and at ease around, like it's a really nice way to be like, oh, we're together and like safe. Afterwards, it like feels really good and like you're in a real happy place. I've definitely been in places in my life, you know, before I was with my wife, obviously, where like you're with someone in bed and then like just up all night, like, what is this? What are we doing?
Oh my God, I know. Wait, the worst. That is actually the worst. When you are like, oh my God, when you are like having to break up with someone or something and you're like laying in bed being like, oh no, like what's happening?
Totally.
Just staring at the ceiling while a single tear falls down your face and you're like, I gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
Or like the other side of that too, where you're just like, oh, I don't know how long I got left in this thing. Like they might be
exactly. No, I gotta break up with them.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yes. It's a like anytime you're in a situation where you don't feel like at ease around the other person emotionally, I think is like worse. I've never just been like, oh good, we were intimate and that took care of the other problems I was having.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really good litmus test for like if you're writing pros and cons lists of a person and you don't know if you want to be with them, like, do you feel comfortable falling asleep? Like, does their presence help you sleep or prevent you from sleeping?
Yes.
Because I have a thing. Ben is so comfortable with me, and I'm comfortable with him too, obviously. But if I hug him at a bar, he'll go, "Don't do that. I'll pass out."
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's so comfortable.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. I was gonna say that I've had like, it takes me a long time. I think because I'm such a light sleeper, it takes me a long time to be able to like spend the night with someone. Like a very long time until I can like comfortably sleep with someone. But I do think you're right that it's a good, like, at least once you get more comfortable with someone, if you feel like you are calm or filled with anxiety before bed is a good test to know, like, because your body knows.
In the beginning, sometimes the anxiety could just be like, I'm so excited, I don't want to fart.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
Totally.
This is so new.
For sure. Yeah, and we don't know what my butt's doing in my sleep.
No.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm very talkative.
You're like, record me then farting.
Yeah. I need evidence.
Oh, you're hearing all these farts? Where are the voice notes?
How do I know? Yeah. How do I know they're not your farts?
You're lying.
How do I know they're not your farts? I'm asleep.
This is edited, tampered
fake
videos.
Farts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I asked about the ritual thing though, because I tried to do that for a while where I would be like, I'm going to be a skincare girly and I'm going to spray like stuff on my pillow. And I do like to smell good stuff on my pillow. I will say that's helpful. But like, it's kind of, again, the morality thing that if I wasn't sticking to that regimen, I was like, I'm a sleep failure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like sometimes that's just like too much to... Like, if it's nice for you, good. That's nice.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. It reminds me of, like, when I was younger and, like, dieting. That I would, like, slip up and then I'd be like, oh, well, now we're at 0.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like...
Right.
And you don't need, like, a mini to-do list right before you go to sleep. It's, like, whatever feels good. We don't need it to be, like, something to feel bad about or whatever.
I'm a very diligent flosser.
Judgment.
That is amazing.
Flosser.
Wow.
And I'll night floss, and that feels, but like I agree, Sophia, that like I don't want, when I'm like ready to go to sleep, I don't want a whole checklist of things to make sure that I do that. Now I'm like, oh, did I do that wrong?
It's too much.
Did I fuck up going to bed?
That being said, I have a cousin who has like a 9-step ritual that she's done since she was very young. Granted, she's got OCD, but like it genuinely, like, she cannot go to sleep without this ritual. And like it really works for her. And so I say go on.
Hats off, literally.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. And if you can restrain yourself from judgment, if it like you don't do it one time, like
totally.
No, that's
good too.
Literally whatever gets you to bed.
Whatever gets you to bed. Yes, totally. I don't have no judgment towards, like, you know, sleep is so important.
I know. It is the most important thing in the world. And I live by that. When you were talking about like going out and stuff, Josh, I was like it earlier in New York or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, I've been trying to be like better about, I'm like in a phase of my life where I'm like, I want to be out more and I want to be partying. But then I'm like so sleep oriented that I'm like, that just might not be me. Cause I'm so bad. I get like stressed, and maybe this is also the moralizing thing, but I do like begin to get stressed the second it gets past like 2 a.m. Cause I'm like, oh, am I going to be able to sleep? Like everything. I'm like, I just love to like go to bed and like be in my, and I feel like I do need time in my bed before I go to bed, where it's like, if it's 2, I got to go home and lay in my bed for at least an hour before I can actually sleep.
And
that's a whole other thing.
The most important time.
When I'm on the road, that's the worst, because I'll go like, okay, I've got a couple of friends at the show, or like I want to hang out with the other comics. They want to take me to this other place. And like, my flight's early tomorrow, but as long as I'm in bed by midnight, that's fine. And then at midnight, I'm like, even if I'm in bed, I'm like coming in from out. Yeah. And like, okay, well, I have to wake up at 5 and I just brushed my teeth. And like, it's like I'm wound up.
Yeah, of course.
But can you sleep on planes?
A little. I can't count on sleeping on planes.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't sleep on them like at all, basically.
Yeah.
It's bad.
But sometimes, like what I used to do if I had to wake up for like an early flight or something, I would just stay up.
Oh, I can't.
And then hope that I fall asleep on the plane. And if I don't, then whatever.
Would you fall asleep though? I feel like if I stay up, I'm hoping, and then I'm not falling asleep.
No, I stay up.
Yep.
There is a bad, like, to me, awake but exhausted on a plane is like such a specific discomfort that I can like conjure in my mind of just like,
I know
it feels like, and you go, I don't know if I drink a coffee and push through this or try to like get a tea and soothe myself and like put on something quiet. But that level of tired always feels to me like trying, like the noise of trying to start a car that's already on.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
Also, the thing about going out, Sophia, I don't know if this is helpful, but I do not like to go out for a very long time. However, what I would do, like in college, is I would take like crazy naps, like starting at like 6 p.m. and then I would wake up at like midnight.
Whoa.
And then I would go out at midnight to like 2 a.m. when everybody is their most fun and most fucked up. And I would be there to avoid the FOMO. And then I'd go straight home.
That is smart.
Yeah.
I'm bad at, okay, here's my other thing. I'm bad at napping. I get sleep paralysis when I do it.
Oh, no.
But that is smart. And people do that, like people who like rave also, I think, do that, where they sleep until like midnight or whatever, then go out at like 3 until like the next day or whatever. But that's really smart. I need to crack napping, and then maybe I'll be unstoppable.
I wasn't good at napping well, I guess I was good at college napping just because I was like genuinely tired and I was high as fuck. Yeah. Let's be fair. Yeah. But recently the napping comes from sex. Like if I have sex in the middle of the day, I am exhausted right after. I will have a fat nap and then go out for shows or whatever.
That's a good regimen.
That I know. I'm like, that sounds like an amazing day. Sorry, my voice.
It is.
It really does.
It can be.
It can be.
That's lovely.
Unless I have a crazy dream
I was gonna
after
say,
said nap.
Do you have
dreams? Yeah, do you have crazy nap dreams? Because I don't.
Yeah.
Are you clocking in
all the time?
Are you clocking in during your nap? Please tell me no.
I haven't been at that job in like a year.
You're like, I left that job a year ago.
Close your eyes to nap, and they're always calling you on your day off. It's Sunday.
My God.
Like,
no, I'll have dreams that are like very bad, and then I'll wake up and then go, I gotta get back in there to finish that.
Whoa! Just to like see it through.
Like a crazy person. Like I'll be like in the middle of a fist fight and wake up and be like, get back here.
Yeah, kick her ass.
That is so great. That is really funny. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish somebody could astral project to me just to like watch what's going on in real time.
I know.
And be like, oh wow, you really are insane at night.
My worst time, I think, sleeping is like if I wake up and like don't just roll over and go back to sleep, then I'm just up for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Our dog Busy, who passed away last year,
rest in peace, Biz.
Thank you. Needed for the last like several years of her life would need to like wake up in the middle of the night and get have like a meal or like a meal and a walk, and just doing that, like putting on sweatpants or shorts, taking her out around the block, even if we were only out 5 minutes. I was just like, well, I'm awake now.
Yeah,
I know it's 3 in the morning, but like I'll resume the stream at 5 a.m. now.
Yeah.
And she's just like,
And she's back to sleep immediately.
She's like, now I'm full. Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was interesting, Sophia, that you put your cats out of the room.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, Josh, you're such like a snuggle sleeper.
I'm
like
very
you
snuggly.
love to sleep with a pet.
Love to snuggle.
Whereas I like to spend time with my cat in bed during the day. But I didn't even realize this until you said like you'll put them out of the room. Like she is very distracting if I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Like if she's there being like, here's my stomach. Like I can be sleeping and I'll be like, okay, no, I got you. Don't worry.
I know.
Like, she's very...
I know.
We were talking about
Josh and I
this
have talked
before.
about this.
Yeah,
because, like,
about your cats. Yeah.
I was saying like with the cats, like I don't know if it's like I feel like dogs, like no, like it's time to sleep and like we'll like, or you can also like train them to be like bed and they go either at the foot of the bed or like in their little like their bed or whatever. But with the cats, like they have such a, I think their sleep rhythm or sleep schedule is that they just like sleep basically in naps all throughout the day. And so at night, if they're in the room, they just like, they'll go to sleep for like a little bit, but they will wake me up at like 4 a.m. by crawling all over me and like butting into my head and stuff like that. And I'm like, as much as I love you, it's hard for me to go back to sleep. So I'm like,
you're distracting me.
I got it. But then sometimes like after a long trip, I'll be like, tonight we can all sleep together because I miss you so much. But for the most part, I have to, it literally breaks my heart every night, but I actually get so sad. I'm like, God damn it. But I have to do it every night. Otherwise they wake me up.
Yeah. Even if Grace is like sleeping the whole time, her name's Grace. It's distracting to me because she's so cute.
I know.
That I'm like, I want to touch you.
I know.
And for that reason, it's 4 a.m. and we're not sleeping tonight.
And sometimes I try to pet them and then they just wake up and then I'm like, fuck. Now we're all fucked.
Our new dog Maggie is so snuggly at night and she wants to sleep like directly against my leg or my side, Sophia, you and I have talked about this, but the problem is if I don't stake out a wide enough swath of bed, I'll fall asleep and she'll have just kind of like snuggled me over the edge.
Yes. No, my cat, our family cat, Floyd, who just passed away, love you, Floyd, cutest boy, nicest guy in the world, however, would take up an insane amount of bed space. And I never wanted to move him. But if I slept with him, he would either be here in the neck or he'd be right by my side. And I would wake up with some kind of neck pain or back pain. And I'm like, this is not worth it. Like,
I know. And
or is it?
It might be. But it is like, I do have to remind myself, I'm like, when I put them in the other room, they actually sleep perfectly fine. Because I'm like,
they're not like, come on.
I know. And it's like, my cats also don't even want to cuddle like that. Like they're like to be on the bed, but they're not trying to cuddle. So I'm like, they'll just do the same thing on the couch. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
you guys, I wonder if anybody has fallen asleep to this episode.
Oh,
I hope so.
Maybe they'll have dreams of us. People definitely have dreams about all of us. If you have on my other podcast, people have said like I fall asleep to this and I dream about you guys.
About you?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because we're just in there while they're
nice.
sleeping.
When people have dreams about how come, it's usually a little different, but it doesn't bother me.
No.
And so Robin, the producer on this podcast for a long time, the first time I ever shot an hour of stand-up, I like sent it to her and I was like, did you like it? She goes, oh my God, it was so good. I fell asleep. But she meant it.
Yeah.
She was like, no, literally like comfort shows and comfort people. Like it's like the opposite of, it's a compliment to be able to fall asleep to somebody.
I agree.
I think.
Well, and it's like, it's because you are someone that they like listen to or like a lot and are like, have a kind of like, you are their comfort person, as you said.
Yeah. So I think you guys are doing very important work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I do usually ask people on this podcast if they remember their first orgasms. Is that something you guys are comfy answering? If not, it's okay.
I can answer it. I don't know if I do. I feel like I was probably like humping a pillow.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't remember it verbatim. But I'm like, it had to have been that.
Yeah,
I'm like, but it must have been something like that. Just like
young,
young.
Teenage or
no. I pray to God that I know. Actually, I know this. I know I wasn't humping a pillow when I was a teenager. But respect to people who are. I have friends who still hump the pillow.
Sure.
Shout out to you. But no, I was probably like younger than that.
Wow.
Where you're like, what's going on? This feels amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely remember. I don't remember the specific occasion, but I remember not being like prepared and just being like, oh boy. Well, this is a problem if I'm going to be doing this now.
Yeah. But was it something, did it make you energized or did it make you sleepy?
Great question. I think I mostly was like anxious about the far-reaching implications.
It woke you up because you were scared.
That's right. Yeah. Right. The physiological response was just like a fight or flight.
Yeah. You're like, this is not good. So someone's going to be mad at me.
Yeah. Yeah. He can't keep getting away with this.
I would be really curious. You guys, write in if you are quote unquote an early bird or a night owl and when your favorite time to have sex or masturbate is, because I would be very curious if like the people who like to fuck at night fall asleep easy from sex and the morning sex people are like, let's go.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I'll do a poll.
As I just said this already, but I am like, sometimes with having sex at night, you're like, this is going to affect the morning. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
there's that whole episode. Did you guys see that show Too Much?
I've watched some of it.
Lena Dunham's new show. Yeah. There's one episode where she keeps being like, I have to wake up at 8 a.m. for this job or whatever, but she's also like seeing this new guy and they end up just like fucking all night. And then like you never see the aftermath. Like you don't know if it ends up like fucking up the day. Because it's not the point. It definitely fucked up the day.
It's so interesting too, because there are times in people's lives, in one's life, where you're like, I don't care what happens tomorrow. Like I'm with this person. I'm so excited, and I'm like, this is such an exciting energy. And that could be with someone you've been with for a long time, or someone that you've just met, right? And then other times you're like, hey, well, what's going on right now? Tremendous. Love this energy, but it will ruin my day tomorrow. And I actually like I can't have a bad day tomorrow because of this.
But it is like the best reason to be tired, because the next day you can be like, well, at least I have a little secret.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Even if it's not like a sex night, even if it's just like a flirtatious or like a night with your best friend where you're like, we are having the best conversation ever. And I want it to go like for the rest of time. And like, it is worth me being tired for like 4 days.
For sure. But the worst, the flip side of that, the worst is like, you get stuck out at a thing and you're like, God, I wish I could have been home 2 hours ago, but I came here with a friend who I don't want to abandon, or like it's like a work thing that I can't leave, it's like a professional thing that I can't leave whenever I want. And it is like the next day you're just like grumble.
I know.
Yeah.
That is hell.
Energy vampire. So yeah, if there's a moral of this episode, it's sleep is good, but other stuff is good too.
Yeah.
And there's no, you know how people say you'll be able to sleep when you're dead? You're kind of able to sleep like whenever you fucking want.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like just like carve out times. If you're not sleeping, don't judge yourself. Maybe get some melatonin if it's like a real problem.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have to be on the same schedule as everyone else. As long as like your body feels good, just kind of like try to listen to it.
Yeah.
Agree.
I think that's important. And it's like, it is a nice thing to do for yourself. I think people talk about like so many things about like fitness and wellness and health. And I do think like sleep is such a big part of that. And you get to, if you are a good sleeper, or if you can get yourself to a place where you're getting a lot of rest, I think you like deserve to give yourself like a pat on the back for that, the same way you do if you like exercise or like anything you do, or skincare, whatever you do to keep your body healthy. I think you like deserve equal, if not more, credit for like getting enough sleep.
I agree. It's the backbone of everything. Sleep is the backbone of our economy.
That's right. And is keeping us employed.
It is. It literally is. It's the backbone of my personal economy. So
and laying in bed while not sleeping, also valuable.
That counts.
And just maybe listen to a podcast. Maybe that will give you the rest you seek.
I think
even if you don't fall into REM listen to Remy.
Yeah.
That's good. That's great.
That's perfect.
We're out.
That's perfect.
You guys, this has been so much fun. I have to ask everybody at the end of a sexual experience, and this has been an in-bed experience. So same question goes. Josh, did you finish?
I did.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming. Sophia, did you finish?
Of course.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. I finished too, but you guys are a delight. Where can everybody find you online, listen to the podcast, etc.? Josh?
Oh yeah, the podcast is on Hatch Plus, which and I think they've started putting episodes up on YouTube, which is fun. If you want to like taste of it. I also have a new stand-up special out on YouTube. It's called Positive Reinforcement.
It's so good.
Thank you. I'm like really happy about it. And I'm on tour. I'm in Toronto this weekend. Philadelphia at the end of the month, the end of August. And you can find out either from my website, joshgondelman.com. I'm at Josh Gondelman on social, or I write a newsletter every week that has all my like tour dates and upcoming stuff, as well as like I like spend a lot of time on it. It's like full of jokes and pep talks and stuff. And it's called That's Marvelous. You can get it at that'smarvelousnessletter.com. Too many plugs, and I apologize.
No, never too many. Sophia.
Yeah. Okay. You can find me on social media at Sophia W. Pelton, Pelton, and my name is spelled with a PH. Anywhere. And also of course, you can listen to me on Hatch, as Josh described. I also have a podcast of my own. I have a Vanderpump Rules rewatch podcast called I'm the Devil.
Stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
And don't you forget it.
Don't you forget it. Literally. It's a hoot and a half. I host it with my best friend Hannah, who's actually in the other room right now because she's here. And other than that,
so you're gonna be my new Watch What Crappens.
Yeah, listen to it. You should listen to it. People really like it.
Yeah,
people even like it. They say they listen to it and they don't even watch the show sometimes. But I know
that's a huge compliment.
High praise.
Yeah.
And other than that, I'm hosting like a show. I'm hosting a show at Union Hall on August 22nd. Hosting a show at Life World September 25th. And then other than that, you can see me all around New York City performing stand-up comedy.
Yay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, actually, I have one more thing. Do you guys have sleep playlists?
I used to, but I don't listen to it anymore.
Yeah, they don't work.
I do mostly podcasts. I, like you were saying, Remy, and Sophia, about getting bored of stuff. I get bored if I know like what song is coming next.
Yeah.
I would start to memorize and I would just sit there.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much for being here. You guys who are listening, you can follow me at Remy Casimir. The podcast is How Come Podcast. If you want to watch this episode unedited with video, patreon.com/howcome. And we wish you happy sleeps, happy dreams, and happy lays. Love you and see you next time on How Come. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz